Hi guys, it's Becky, and today I am going to open up my curated collection from Beads to Live By. It is a monthly subscription of seed beads and 2-hole beads. Like, they're two separate subscriptions. One is for seed beads, one is for 2-hole beads, and they are curated to go together. So you've got a palette, a color palette that maybe, you wouldn't have thought to put them together, but they look great. And then in addition to the seed beads, and 2-hole beads, there are some companion bundles that Cassandra puts together to go with it. And so I went ahead and got, excellent, all right. She just wrote me a little note because she's wonderful like that. So I went ahead and got this, and I actually forgot to re-up my subscription. So she reached out to me and she's like, "Do you still want this?" Sent me an invoice. So I got my stuff. I paid for my stuff because I had purchased the companion bundle, but she was like, "Wait a minute, you're not subscribed." So check your subscriptions, guys. Make sure you're ready to get those again. But this is basically the bundle, and I'm going to open them up. The companion bundles are an optional thing. I didn't get them for the last 2 subscriptions because it wasn't in my budget, but I really wanted to get them this time because there's some really, really great check glass beads in here with these pressed glass beads, and I thought they would be really fun. And also, look at all of these fun, warm fall colors in here. You guys know I'm all about that lately. So let me pull these out and we will go through them. Go through the seed beads first. These seed beads, you get 8 bags of seed beads. Not sure the weight. I could go get my scales, but I'm not gonna. But it is a generous amount of seed beads, and again, they are curated to all go together, which is fantastic because Cassandra's got a great eye for color. And honestly, so far, this looks great together. So let's go over what we've got in here. It looks like this is a silver lined with like kind of a cranberry color or raspberry red. And are they matte? Let's see if they're matte. They might be frosted. Let's get a little bit closer so we can see them. So we got those, and then we've got these ones are matte beads. I like that we get some interesting finishes and colors and types of beads. And these are a really great cranberry / raspberry color. I love this red. This red is going to do a lot of work in my beading. I can already tell. I've got, there we go. Let's put these back in here. All right. And then this one looks like it is more of a soft pastel-y kind of beige. Not really beige. What color is this? I don't know, but I like it. It's got a luster finish. I'm definitely dropping beads everywhere for this. All right, and then we've got these round luster, like, it's almost lavender, but not quite lavender. It's more pink than lavender, but it's also a little more purple than pure pink. Again, just really interesting colors that you might not have picked out. And they come all together so far. Really, really warm palette. And then these really pretty peach color. This is definitely peach. This is a delicate, delicate color. And it's got another luster finish on here. And then we've got some more silver lines. This one is kind of a dusky purple finish or color. I can already see it with this one. This one's got, oh, we've got some warm browns. Looks like these ones might have a little bit of a Picasso finish on it. Let's get a little closer so you can see. So that's a nice, like, warm but dark, like woody brown. And then these are another great neutral. Look at that. It's like a taupe, frosted taupe silver line. Look how pretty that is. Or maybe it's gold line. I don't know. I can't tell. It gives an impression of gold, even if it's silver lined. So we got those seed beads. So these are the 8 seed beads that came in the order. Let me move them aside and pull out our 2-hole beads. And the 2-hole beads selection, usually it's about the same, but Cassandra hinted that she might be changing up some of the 2-hole beads in future collections, which would be really cool. But we can still make things with these 2-hole beads. Now these are silky beads, so they have a hole that goes, I'm wearing some from some bracelets that I made from previous curated collections, by the way, and the silky bead holes go this direction. And these are gorgeous. Look at the colors on this. It's got purples and golds, kind of pinks. So that is the silky ones. We've got some Tila beads, and this looks like we've got a nice kind of like pastel red with a matte-ish finish. Very similar to that one, but the holes go along the sides in that. And these are all 2-hole beads. So we've got those. And then we've got some pyramid beads. And this is a very nice purple color. I love the pyramid beads because when you use them in your stuff, they kind of look like studs. In fact, I'm going to give you a sneak peek at the end of this to a project that I'm already working on that I'm using some pyramid beads from a previous curated collection for. So we'll show you that later after we see what's in this curated collection. Look at this one. This has like an AB finish, and it's like an apricot-y kind of color. It's not quite orange, but it fits in really well with like these peachy colors. And this color here. Like they all really go well together. Our purples and our pinks. They're curated, right? And then we've got, oh my. Look at these daggers. These are 2-hole daggers. One of my favorite things to do with daggers is to make a bezel with them so that they kind of sunburst from it. And then I did an earring tutorial. I'll link to my tutorials for some of the past curated collections, but there was an earring tutorial that I used the 2-hole lentils and some daggers for. These would go great together. So these are the 2-hole beads that we got. Let me just move those to the side. And this is the check glass bundles. Now there's 2 bundles that you can buy when we have these options. One is fire polish bundle, and the other one is the pressed glass bundle. So the fire polish bundle looks like we got some nice mushroomy kind of colors, some warm apricot-y colors for these fire polish beads, and these looks like they are all 3mm beads. And then we've got a couple of larger ones. Oop, here we go. This is actually matte finish, and that one is opaque. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these, and then we've got the larger ones, like an AB finish. You can see that goes really well with this, and probably a little bit more with that too. Look how great those look together. And then this one, this is fall colors. Like, these are fall colors, a fall color palette. I love this. Oh, I'm gonna make some stuff with it. Okay, so these are the other check glass. Oh, looks like we've got some purple strands. We've got these nautilus beads, and this is a very decent amount of these nautilus beads. We've got, these are interesting. They're like a drop shape, but they've got this swirl inside the glass. This isn't a finish. These are beautiful. That's a great, great red. We've got these table cuts that are also faceted, I think. No, they're shaped oval. Maybe? And nice round. Let's get that light going behind it so you can see it glow. It really glows with the light behind it. So these are all of the, oh, but these were the ones that I was like, I saw it and I was like, I need to get those because we've got these coin beads. And if you've been on my channel for a minute, you know I love coin beads. And these are just such a cool shape and color. I thought for sure I'm gonna make some stuff with this. So we have, zoom back out, the optional bundle, the check glass bundles, both the fire polish and the pressed glass. We have the 2-hole bead subscription. This is all the August subscriptions. I'm so ready for fall colors. I'm so glad we're getting those. And then we've got some delicious, delicious looking seed beads that are matched to go with the entire palette, right? So this is what we got. If that's all you wanted to see, you can go ahead and take off now. Thanks for showing up. But I wanted to pull out some of these beads and make with them. So let me make some decisions about what I want to make. I think I'm gonna have some of the crystal beads, some of the fire polish beads. All right, I'm gonna make something with the daggers. So let's build our palette around that. So I've got these daggers, which are just a really cool finish. Like, it's kind of matte, but then you've got like splatters and it's translucent. I love it. It's like a rusty color. So let's see about these ones. I think these will be a good accompaniment for that. So I'm going to make something with the daggers, these fire polish beads. Let me put away the other 2-hole beads, and let's pick some seed beads to go with it. I think I'm going to go with these ones. I'm going to make myself a bracelet similar to this with 2 things of memory wire, because guess who's got 2 thumbs and a brand new memory wire cutter? This gal. Y'all, I cannot tell you how many regular flush cutters I ruined before I found out about these. And now I've got some, so I'm going to be cutting some memory wire in this little tutorial, and we're going to make a cuff using our 2-hole daggers instead of some of these. I'll link to my other tutorial for making these, by the way. I'll put that in the description if you wanted to follow that. But I'm going to get out my seed beads. I'm going to get out my, I think I want some warmth in this, so I'm going to use the gold memory wire, and let's get this done. Because, I mean, geez, I ruined so many flush cutters. My flush cutter budget is about to, like, just shrink dramatically, because, like, that's not even a joke either, because, y'all, I was buying them in bulk. That's just how many I went through. So let's cut a couple of lengths of memory wire, because that's how we do these cuff bracelets, is we do two lengths at a time. All right, let's get this out here. And I think because of the size of these and the way that they're going to be on my bracelet, I'm going to want it to sit around here, not right here at the bottom of my wrist. So I'm going to just measure around my wrist with this memory wire until it goes around it twice in that spot. So 1, 2, and I'm going to give myself a little bit of overlap, and I'm going to cut it right here. God, that was so easy. Oh my God. Y'all. Why am I always the last to know? Why am I always the last to know about this? All right, so to get it to an equal length, I'm just pulling it back until both of these ends touch. Come on, there we go. So it's about an equal length there, and I'm just going to cut right there between the 2 of these guys. That's close enough. My God. This is life-changing. This is life-changing, y'all. It's Beaded, that's the brand. I will put a link to where I bought this from. I think I got it on Amazon. This is going to make all the difference to me in my life. All right, so they are not exactly equal. I'm just going to cut this end off here so that they are actually equal when I'm doing this. And you can, you know, trim them as they go. All right, so now I've got them equal. I'm going to take my round nose pliers, if I can find them. You know what? Round nose pliers are off in another room, so let's grab my bail making pliers, and I'm just going to use the smallest loop on my bail making pliers, and I'm going to just bend this wire back to make a loop so it's not digging into me. A lot of folks will put a bead on the end, which is great. I'm not doing that. If you want to do that to yours, go ahead. I just want these loops to be about the same size, and why is it not bending all the way? There we go. And with that opening, I could attach a dangle to this if I wanted. I'll tighten this up when we get closer to the end. All right, actually, I found some round nose pliers to tighten up these loops because it's gonna bother me if I don't. So let's do that one at a time. All right. That's better, more close loop. Just if it's too far out there, then I worry that some of the seed beads might go through there. In fact, actually, I think I'm going to start with these beads, whereas I literally just had one in my hand. So let's get our fire polish beads out here. And I love that these are like two-toned. Let's get a little closer. So that just gives it a little more depth. When we do this, let's pour out some of these seed beads. And see that color a little bit better. And let's open up our dagger beads. See how great these are next to these ones? All right. Because these are kind of translucent, we should still see some of this gold color through on here. So I'm going to, on each of my wires, I'm going to start with the fire polish beads. Just going to let those slide all the way down to the bottom. There we go. So the loops stop them from coming off. All right, now I'm going to grab two double fist in it. There we go. Two of the seed beads that I'm using. It's just such a nice muted color. It's like one of those Morandi kind of colors. And now I'm going to slide my dagger beads on one of these. Then I'm going to put my second one through the other hole in the dagger bead. I'm going to slide this down here to the end, and the two holes should give us our structure a little bit for this bangle. And I've got this pointing away from me. So the next time I put one of these on, I'm going to have it point toward me because I want them to be offset. One pointing this way, one pointing that way, so that they point in different directions as they go, like that. So I'm going to do two seed beads, one fire polish, two seed beads between each of my daggers. And it's a little bit fiddly until we get our second dagger on, and then I'll give us a little more structure, and it'll get more structured as you go. I'm going to do that on my second one. There we go, two seed beads, fire polish, two seed beads. Now I want my dagger to point the other direction. So I've got it pointing to my left, and I'm going to put both ends of my wire through my next dagger bead with the dagger pointing to my right. Like that. And I'm just going to repeat that, alternating the direction the daggers point and separating each dagger with 2 seed beads, a fire polish, and 2 seed beads until I get to the end. And then when I get to the end, we'll just bend this back so that it matches this side. So I will join you once I've got all of these on here, and I will see you there. All right, guys, I have got this almost finished, and I know it's almost finished because if I use, let's see which finger, this fingernail, to measure how long it takes between each of these, I can see I have about that much more space left over before I am at almost the end. There's going to be enough room here to curl this back after I finish one more. Actually, maybe I'm going to be cutting it a little short because I forgot that I started it with the fire polish beads. So I'm going to just go ahead and now that I'm where I'm at. Okay, so I'm whoop. Beads are going everywhere. That's fine. That's fine. I know how to clean those up. That's the risk that you run, by the way, when you do seed beading or any kind of beading and memory wire, is the memory wire will sometimes get in the way. All right, and now let's get the other two on there. It's so close to the end. It's I try to pinch the beads a little bit to keep them from falling off. Okay, and then these two. There's one more. All right, so I was gonna do just the 2 seed beads and then a fire polish and 2 seed beads, but that won't match over here. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to clip the ends of these a little bit so that I'm not ending up with like a ginormous loop. I just want a shorter loop. So let's make sure these are even before we do anything else. Okay. And like literally thank you to the folks who told me to grab some of these because they are a game changer. Boop. Oh no! Ha! All right, well. I've got most of this on here. I've got most of this still on here. I just need to do my last little couple of beads again. Just fine. Let's get these guys on here. I am definitely going to be cleaning up some of my seed beads. All right. It's okay. It's about time for me to clean up what's on my floor anyway. I'm going to have an entire pile of beads to clean up. And it'll give me a good opportunity to try out that hack where you put a little, what is it called, like a pantyhose or sock over the end of your vacuum tube. You kind of make a little indentation, and that way after you vacuum it up, you can pull the beads out of that sock. There we go. And this. 2. Ack. Ack. There we go. Plenty of room. Plenty of room. It's just right here at the end that makes it a little bit hard. And also, I did find my round nose pliers, so I'm going to be using that to curl this back on itself. Right. Turning it over. Okay, and now I have a completed cuff using daggers as my 2-hole beads. I'll put the link to this one where I showed how to use like silky beads or these tilas in a cuff as well. But keep in mind when I start cutting it with my flush cutters, don't do that. Get one of these. Also, if you don't like the spacing here and you want it to be a little closer together, you could leave out the fire polish beads like I did with this one, and see they're closer together on here, and I just put 3 seed beads between each of these in this one, and this is how it sits on the wrist. This is how this one sits. It's pretty close, pretty similar. But this one's got a little more space between each of them than the other does. But I think they make a pretty nice bracelet. Kind of fun. And I have some leftover dagger beads that I can use with other designs after all of that, and I'm sure there's a few more of these on the floor after those went through. But I hope you enjoyed my unboxing for the Beads to Live By Curated Collections, where we have the seed bead collection, all of these. We had the 2-hole bead collection with all of these and the dagger beads, and the check glass bundles. I had the fire polish bundle and the shaped or pressed glass bundle. And I got all of those. And you can get those at Beads to Live By. I'll put a link in the description for that. And I'll put a link for some of the other things that I've made with some of the Beads to Live By subscriptions, where I've made a few things with some of the other beads, some of the pyramid beads. Oh yes, that's right, I told you about a sneak peek. If you've stuck around this long, I'm just going to show you something that I'm currently working on, and I should have it finished by the end of the week, and that is a choker using the pyramid beads. They're almost black, but they're dark red tile beads, and I've got them woven into and between some silver silk pearlesque chain. So I'll have that video sometime before the weekend, or maybe on the weekend. We'll see what happens as far as my schedule goes, but that's one of my things that I'm currently working on. But I'm also really, really happy with the color palette and the level of detail and everything with these, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and happy making. Thank you for hanging out with me. Have a good weekend. Bye.